Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a live air layering with this Yoshino cherry. Now I have a couple of these branches I have set up ahead of time. That way it's set up just right to do the air layer with, and everything will grow according to how I want it to. So I have two branches set up. I'm going to do an air layer probably right down in here, and another one right down here. Now what you want to look for is you want to look for a bud node, because that is where the most undifferentiated cells are, and that's where we're going to do the incision underneath that. We're going to strip the bark off around it, and then I have this bag here. This one has seedling soil in it, and then the other bag I have has some peat moss in it. So let's go. Alright, so the first thing you want to do, clean your tools. I use rubbing alcohol, just straight up rubbing alcohol. You do that, and you kill off any germs that may be on there, any pathogens, they're dead. And like I said, you just want to find a bud. Oops. Just want to find a bud right there, and then you want to strip it below that. And we're waiting till now to do this because the sap is flowing, and the leaves are nice and hydrated right now. The leaves are formed, and you want the leaves formed because you still need photosynthesis to happen, so it needs to send the sugars down to the bud. So we're just going to slice this like this. See how that bark peels off like that? That means we're good. Perfect time to do this. I was going to show you guys two different ways to do this, but it's kind of windy out. And the other way is a pain in the butt with saran wrap. So now that we got that, I'm going to use this stuff here. It's called Clonex rooting gel. And I got a paintbrush. I'm going to apply it with this paintbrush. You want to apply it all the way around. So we're doing this because yesterday Pat decided he wanted to show you guys how to prevent ants from going up your trees and stuff. So we're going to do this. I figured it'd be a good idea. I had to do this anyways. Alright, so now we got that applied. The next thing you want to do is you either want to use, like I said, a seedling mix, or you want to use the peat moss. What you got to do is you got to put a slit in here, and the reason why I like using this is because I can always, if it starts to dry out, I can always open it, put more water in there. If it needs it. Alright, so now we got our cut right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to wrap this right around that. And then what I got, usually I use twine, but I can't find it, so I got some zip ties right here I'm going to use to attach it with. All right. I got a clothespin to hold that from sliding. And we're just gonna tighten these zip ties up And if it all works out right, this will hold it right on. Usually I use twine and I tie it up, but couldn't find it today. Okay, there's one. There's two. This is pretty simple. This is pretty simple to do. Now I've had success using both peat moss or sphagnum moss and the seedling mix. I've tried it both ways and they both worked. Both things I air layered, rooted out fully. So that's how you do this. So now, like I said, I got the top of the bag here. So if this starts to dry out, then I can add some water in there to keep this moist. And also when it starts to root out, then I'll be able to water it. I'm gonna cut these off. Don't need all that. This is a fun project now. I'm gonna make sure that you only do this with non-patented plants because it is very illegal to propagate plants that are patented because it's not your property. Somebody owns that. So there's that. Now what I do to keep this from the sun scorching it is I got some aluminum foil here. I'm going to wrap that with aluminum foil and that'll keep it from overheating and then drying out the roots quicker. You want to do this if you're grafting. You want to do this with when you're grafting as well, because you'll cook your cyanwood in your grafts, and you'll never get it to take because it'll dry out. And then I will check on this probably about a month or so. But the roots, they won't be fully grown until probably August or September maybe. So we'll just leave that on there till then. And hopefully by then they'll have rooted out and then we can cut it off. So now the other way I was going to show you guys is if you don't have much money, you can always take a butter container, put a hole in it like this, and then you just stuff that with the sphagnum moss or whatever you would like, and then put that on there and wrap it with saran wrap. That's the other way I do this. Thanks for watching.